Hi everyone. So in this lecture we are going to go over what options we have on the timers here and see which are the most used and how to use each of them individually, what all values you have from them. So as you can see, there are a bunch of them: timer on delay, timer off delay, retentive timer on delay, count up, count down, and reset. And then you can read the high speed clock, and you also have a real time clock adjust. So uh, we'll try and use the most used ones, which are these guys, and I'll start a couple of timers and see what all status information you can get from it, and move the timer value to a register and read it in the register as well. So let's get started. First off, I want to show you how to add a comment for that, or the title for it. So let's come up here, create a title. This is the page title, so this would be PLC training. Okay. Now I can add a run comment as well. I want to call this thing as a XIC, XIO, RES reset, set reset, and ONS. So that's that. Now we want to add a new one. So I can come down here and move the rung down, and we'll add a comment to this rung. We'll call this thing as PLC training, and this would be our counters and timers. Okay, there we go. Now, first off, I'll pick up a bit and we'll get a timer on for it. I actually want to go and create one for everyone, so we can, after that, we can just look at all those and see how they look like. So, timer on, timer off. I can copy that, paste it a couple of times, and delete the last one. So there we have a retentive timer, we have a count up, and we have a count down. And I'm going to add a reset, which should reset everything for us. So, yep. Okay, that's all. That's what we have now. So, as far as adding a bit for each of them, I'm going to go to B3, and we will use the B3 1 bits here, one for each, so we can play with them individually and see how they function. You can drag and drop, which is pretty easy and handy. I like that feature on it, just so you guys know. Now we can go to T4, and you would have to give each of these timers a data file type. So that's our T41, T401, and 2. And now we'll go to the counters and add the first two counters that we added. There we go. So now we need to give them names. So I can go back to this. This would be TON. Then this is TOF. Then the next one, oh, yep, TON. It's why does it not let me add it? Well, I'll have to find out. Okay. Edit symbol. Edit description. There you go. Okay. I guess there's something else going on. Anyways, let's go to our data file again and then finish giving everything names. So this would be RTO. Here's what I want to do. At least want to add a comment to that guy so we know what it is. And then let's go to C5. This would be CTU. Okay, I don't like that, so no, CTU. Then the next one would be CTD. Okay, there we go. CTU. Okay, there we go. Now we got it. We have CTU and CTD here. So, okay, that's what we have for the comments and symbols for the timers. Now, as you can see, all the three timers have a time base and a preset. So time base is what kind of time you want to go with. So this is 1 second. This is uh that'd be like 100 milliseconds and 1 millisecond or 10 millisecond, either one. Yeah. So let's look at all of them, see how they look like, and we'll leave the retentive on to the 1 second. Now the counters on the other side, they only have a preset of how much you want to count. So we'll do 5 for each of them and see what we get from it. Okay. That's what we got. And what we'll do is I want here, let's do 250 for this guy. And let's do 1000 for this guy. And let's do 5. So, okay. The preset is how much you want to time based on the value. So, since we have all these timers set up now, I have to set a reset for it. And we have 5 of these, so we'll do 5 resets, 1 for each. And you can drag this guy and do a reset, so and just copy and paste it down, and we'll just drag the other one and do a reset. Now the timer reset would also work. There we go. T40 reset, T41 reset, and T42 reset. You can move them around in the order as well if you want. I mean, that's not the end of the world. So we'll do it. There we go. Now they are in the order as the timers. So since we got all these set up, we'll compile everything, check our program, and download everything to the PLC. And there we go. Everything's downloaded. We'll put it to run. As you can see, nothing's only one of them is timed out, which is the T time off timer, which this is off, so it has already timed out. So here, if I toggle this, you right click and toggle, and we see this thing timing up to 250, which is 2.5 seconds. It's timed up, and you have your enable and done around here, and we'll toggle the bit back off, and the timer went back to 0. Now this, when I toggle the bit, it's enabled. We are trying to look for the off, so we'll toggle the bit again, and it's counting, and it's off now. So, oh, I skipped a bit, but that's fine. We'll toggle the bit here. This one would hold the value. So if I stop it, my accumulation is 3. If I start it back up, I'm going to start counting from 4 and 5, and I'm done. So enable tells you that the logic is complete in front of it, and done is telling you that it's done timing. So yeah, that's how it is. If I toggle the bit, it's not going to go off, and it's not going to start timing. So we'll come back to it and show you the reset when we do after we get to the counters. So right here, we do right click and toggle. We got our 1 count. See how the counter is not counting up, even though the logic is true, because these are 1 pulse counters only. So it has to see the logic in front of it go off and go back on. So I'm going to make my preset 3. So, oh, it won't let me do that. Oh, yeah, it did. So, okay. We'll toggle it again. And on the third one, we would have the done bit, which is what we're seeing. The done's on now. On the up, on the countdown. Oh, we'll count down on the backward side. So we have -3 for the countdown. So you would normally use a countdown and count up on the same timer or the same counter. So let's say you're trying to do a FIFO or figuring out how many parts are in the machine versus how many went out. So if you loaded 25 and 5 are already out of the machine, you would do a count up and count down based on that. So, and toggle the bit. Now we have -4, -3 here, which is the preset that we had. So it's done, and this is also done. So to reset these guys, what we have to do is toggle the bit, which should reset them, and take the bit back, and the reset went away. Yeah, all the resets are here. So let's try and do it again. Looks like something's up with this countdown reset. For some reason, it's not resetting. So I'm going to do it again one more time and see if it goes back out. So toggle bit. Nope. I believe something's up with the simulator part. Usually it should reset if the accumulation is not equal. It should reset. So like the count up and the retentive timer did. So, but you guys get the gist of it. This is how you use the timers and counters. Now to use a value from the timer, what it would look like is if I turn this on, now we are timing, and so if we open up the T4 file, this would tell you what bits are on. So T4 is enable and timing is done. So if you use this symbol in your program, you can get the output from the timer being complete. So, and we'll go offline. I'll show you how it looks like. So we have a value on it. So what I want to do is when the timer is done, I want to turn on a lamp. So that way you all can see a lamp turning on. You can double click and paste that we just added and paste an output. And I want the next available output that we have. Okay. Timer complete. Okay. And we'll call it red light. Okay. There we go. So now here, I want to assemble the edits. I want to do a download to the PLC and it puts in program mode. We'll put it back in run. And there we are at. Once the timer's up, my LED is on. If I come back and toggle it, LED goes back off. Come back here, toggle the bit again. We are timing and the LED would be on once the timer is complete. So you can use this the on delay timer to create your buffers and all that good stuff. All right, that's what we have for the timers and counters. In the next lecture, we'll go further down and see what other options we have for the comparison stuff and some compute and mathematical instructions and move instructions. So, okay, see you in the next one.